that thought that you had about the Mercedes?
Yes, I've got that down on my notes.
Go share it now.
Okay, so I was working in media. I worked on radio and I loved my job, but I hated the industry and I hated the guy I was working for. He was such a
chauvinist.
He was.
Yeah.
He really made my life hell. And I was, a lot younger back then.
He was like Piers Morgan from Good Morning Britain.
He really was.
Yeah, or Carl Stefanovic from the Australian equivalent.
Yep, he was that generation. It was a chauvinist a-hole. And I did call him out on it. I challenged him as much as I could. I was very young, but I did challenge him. And that's why he hated me so much. And he pushed and harassed me even further because I challenged him and I didn't just, lay down and take it.
Yeah.
So it made life very, very challenging. Very challenging.
Geez, people like that really irked me.
Oh, it was awful. Things like he would pretend to forget my name on a conference call with all my colleagues. Like I didn't exist. It would dismiss me.
He was projecting his own insecurities onto you. For example, he had some kind of weird, strained relationship with his mother, didn't he?
His mother and his wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he drove a motorcycle because
he
he was
to be
trying to
a rebel.
compensate for,
Yeah, he was just a...
And he was having a midlife crisis. And so here's you, this young, energetic, vibrant, confident, passionate, capable woman, and he's like,
I'll show you
I'll
who's
suck the
boss.
life out of her and put her in her place and make myself feel better about
That's
my
right.
little ego.
Yeah. So he would bring, he would take in like trainees, or I guess you would call them interns, right? And the intern would sit in his office and watch him work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this ain't working, buddy. It's not about me propping up your ego. I want a job here. I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
And, I was volunteering. I rocked up. I knocked on in the old days.
Yeah.
This is how we did it. And I got in.
Yeah.
And I'd sit there and sit there and sit there watching him. And then I took the initiative to walk to one of the other newsrooms and I introduced myself and said, I'm here to help. I'm here to work. Give me a story. And this was without asking his permission. So I didn't allow my success to be determined by this man.
Good message. Good, strong message. Yes.
I'll refrain from what I want to call him.
Chauvinist.
Yeah, let's stick with that. And they gave me a story. And I had my first story go to air on Christmas Eve. And that was without him controlling it or being part of it. And that freaked him out.
That was a success, wasn't it?
That was a success. And I ended up getting a job. I actually got a paid job.
Yeah.
I was freelancing and then I ended up getting a permanent position.
Through hard work and persistence and initiative.
So I can't remember where this was going, but the point is...
The Mercedes.
Oh, yeah, the Mercedes. Thank you. So... yes, I guess the message is never let anyone hold you back from what you want to achieve in terms of, being successful in the workplace or whatever. Just do it. You have to take control. Now, this really got his goat, right? He hated me for this. And eventually, I couldn't move in this organization in terms of becoming more successful, quote unquote, and getting a promotion, getting to the next level. It wasn't going to happen. Everyone was very fixed in their positions. And I wanted more. So I left and started working in a different area in corporate. And my idea of success, my dream was to really shove it up this guy, really show him who was boss. And I had this fantasy in my mind. My idea of being successful was I was going to rise up the corporate ladder and I was going to make lots of money and I was going to buy a Mercedes.
Convertible.
A convertible Mercedes. That was my car. And I was going to be in my fancy, expensive suit.
Designer clothes.
Of course. And I wanted to drive by. I wanted to time when he would leave work and be getting on his stupid motorbike to drive home to his controlling wife who he hated. And my dream was to drive by at that moment and to make sure that he saw me in my fancy clothes and my fancy car, and I was going to flip him the finger, show him the flying bird. Whoa. That was my idea of success.
There you go.
And it never happened.
No. So there you go. Success means different things to different people, and it can evolve. One's definition of success can evolve throughout one's life.
Yeah, because ironically, I got the...